music was an important part of teenagers' lives back then. And every kid thought or wanted to be in a band at that point. And once the Pal Hop kicked off, my God, bands were coming out of the woodwork.
Good morning, Ron. How are you?
Just ducky.
You have an appointment with Roger today?
10:30.
You can have a seat. He should be with you shortly.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Hey, how you doing? Come on in. What's going on?
Still recovering from last night?
Oh yeah. It'd be interesting if we all get together again after all these years, you know.
Well, what I'm anxious for is to get that same feeling of those nights at the Pal Hops where we wait between sets and we'd be in the back room.
Be a little anxious, you know, and yeah. There was some anxious moments, all right.
Boy, do I remember the PalHopDays. Just a great time in history for the Lewiston Auburn area. A great time in history for the kids growing up in that era. A great venue to keep a lot of kids out of trouble. Good, clean, wholesome fun. How I wish that our kids, younger kids today, would have that same opportunity. I'll never forget the PalHopDays.
We all had girlfriends everywhere. You know, one in Augusta, one in Winslow, one in South Portland, and one in, you know, of course, the Pal Hop. I remember Ron Landry. I said, Ron, I said, Vicky's going to be here, Sherry's going to be here. What am I going to do? He says, take them out on a double date. Everybody ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. On Saturday nights, we would be either at the roller rink or the roller drome, you might call it, down in South Portland, Winslow, Augusta. But for the most part, by and large, we were playing the Pal Hop weekly. It was much more than a dance. It was just one big social thing. You'd go over there to meet friends or to meet lovers. You know, I mean, I met my wife there, my first wife. Ron and Patty met there at the Pal Hop.
Backstage, how we used to hang around and talk about what we're going to be playing and going over the chords and all that. And then you go out there and you see the crowd and you know, you get real pumped up. It was fun. It was a great time.
Hey, Richard. You're early. What do you got there?
I brought you something. Remember the old 61 station wagon that we drove from job to job?
Yeah.
Well, here's one of the signs
that
we had in the back of the wagon.
God. You've kept this?
I'm keeping one, and I want to give you one.
Well, thank you very much. This will go good in the studio upstairs.
Yes.
I'm just amazed at the responsiveness of the general public and the excitement about this Pal Hop. Mm-hmm. The fact that we're no longer in the Rockin Recons, but original members, and being asked to play a couple of songs is really gratifying.
I loved playing with the Rockin Recons, but even at that time, I did not want to commit to 1 or 2 nights a week. And, you know, so they found another bass player and went on from there. And as Ron said, I'm glad they did.
Yeah, we had a few bass players. We've gone through, I think, 3 of them. And boss says, forget it, I'm going to build myself one. And we got Denny, and he taught him from day one the basics, and he picked it right up in no time at all. I couldn't believe it. He picked it right up.
To be on stage with my dad, it's very gratifying. It's very satisfying. You know, because we're not all here. We're not here for a whole long time. Everything's borrowed. And those moments, you know, I can keep and cherish.
They have the same trait sometimes.
Be nice.
Because I'm sitting over here and I can see quite a, you know, things going on and reactions to things, and it's really, really great. And I look over at Bob sometime and he's watching Denny, and Denny doesn't know it, and he's just beaming inside. It's really cool to see.
Turns out he's got a better voice than I got. Great. I really enjoy listening to him sing. He's got, you know, he's got the the bottoms, the highs, the lows, you know, the range, so to speak. And a pretty fair bass player besides that.
So what did that do to your father-son relationship?
Great, great. It's, excuse me. Everyone should feel what I felt playing on stage first time. Everyone should feel that.
What do you want to talk about, Bob, a little bit before?
Well, the only thing I wanted to talk about and discuss is how we're going to start the show.
Yep.
When and how.
Yep.
We already know our opening song and
Right,
stuff,
right.
okay?
We need to be ready. We need to be all dressed to go.
100% ready, yeah.
Because
They say, oh, this is not a competition. Yes, it is. It's a competition. Everybody wants to try to outdo the other bands. And even, you may not admit it, you know, at the time, but yeah, deep down, everybody wants to do well to begin with and wants to do better than the other bands. Yeah, we kick that other band's ass or whatever, but you know, that's that was kind of like the attitude, yeah.
So here we are on the big screen. The song is called Too Old to Rock and Roll. 1, 2, 3.
From the days of yore, my roots were growing back in '64. Still feel the music down to my soul, 'cause you're never too old to rock and roll. I see my old friends out on the dance floor. They slow down a bit, but they holler for more. When the band starts playing, they go out of control, 'cause you're never too old to rock and roll. You're never too old to feel the beat. Come on, clap your hands. This is our big night, we're gonna do it again. All the jailhouse rockers are out on the road, 'cause you're never too old to rock and roll. Let's go! You're never too old to rock and roll. Never too old to rock and roll.